So the Indiana Fever are going to be up when it comes to the draft at number 19 and number 20. And today we're going to be reacting to some people's predictions for the Indiana Fever. And I'm actually going to give my own predictions in a video, what they could potentially do depending on what they're looking for. And yeah, that is going to be out tomorrow. So anyway, yeah, let's take a look right here at some of these. So I saw an article, I saw one by Robin. Robin posted one on Sports Illustrated, and then there was one by Chloe Peterson and the Indianapolis Star. So what do we expect with no first round pick? Not a lot. So Indianapolis, one of the biggest nights in the WNBA calendar, is Monday. Indiana's position in the 2025 WNBA draft, barring an overseas trade, will be the 19th pick, well into the second round. They also hold the 20 and 33 picks. First time since 2017 they don't have a top 4 pick. You think about best available, Cox said, of Fever's draft position. You're kind of at the mercy of what every other team's going to do. So you build up your board and say this is our list. Whatever happens tonight happens tonight, and you get the best available from there. New situation with the Fever, but a welcome change. Leah Boston CC, 6th place finish. Obviously, they traded the pick. I just want to see what they said. We have a lot of new pieces, new coaching staff. So getting reps for this group's going to be really, really important. But we're really focused on the draft to sort of finalize what the roster is going to look like going to training camp. Roster is 12 players. Indiana will add at least 3 more to the draft for a total of 15 start training camp. They'll need to get back down to 11. They can't get back to 12. They need to get back down to 11. And for that reason, I think they're going to take one draft and stash player. But minimum players, yada yada, it doesn't really matter. They have Jillian Elaine. We want people who are going to come in and compete for a final spot. Okay. Does not seem like they're going to be, they're definitely going to be taking a draft and stash player. It actually seems like they're not going to be doing that, which would be a very interesting one. And the Fever took Leilani Correa last year in the 3rd round, and they took, Celeste Taylor was their only 2nd round pick, was she? Yeah. Celeste Taylor was their only 2nd round pick that they took last year. And like if I was the Fever, I still would have taken freaking Liz Kitley and just kind of put her on the sideline for a year. How is Correa doing? Where did she end up going? Where did Leilani Correa end up? So she ended up obviously drafted by the Fever. She did not play in the WNBA. And yeah, she did not make the team. So we're certainly looking at what they do in the corp. We're talking to those individuals as well, making sure they're a good fit. So I actually think they're just going to draft 2 players and not stash anyone, which would be interesting based on what has been said. But let's take a listen to what Robin said for their potential targets. So, potential targets here. Is that Sanaya Fagan? Sorry, Isaiah James. If Isaiah James is there, she's a bucket. She is a bucket. Like, it would be very interesting to see if she's somehow there at 19, because she's not the greatest fit, but she's a bucket. I genuinely mean this. She is a absolute bucket. JJ Quinterly, like, undersized, again, bucket. She's an undersized 2-guard. I don't love the Quinterly pick. I don't mind it. I like Sanaya Fagan. If Sanaya Fagan drops to 19, the problem is that can she really play the 4? Like, that's the whole thing. The real question is, can Sanaya Fagan play at the power 4 position? If Sanaya Fagan can play the 4, it would be an interesting one. But other than that, I can see her sitting on the bench maybe, because they don't really have a true power forward to come off the bench, which is a little bit iffy. But look, I still don't think that it's a bad team by any means, or she's a bad player by any means. But I just don't see how she fits. Lucy Olsen for Iowa. I don't want this to happen because I don't think she's going to make the roster. I think Lucy Olsen needs to be a WNBA player last year. I really want the Valkyries to take her before she gets to the Fever. I really want the Valkyries to take Lucy Olsen. That would be the ideal scenario, because if Lucy Olsen ends up going to the Valkyries, like, you can look at a player then, if she goes to the Valkyries, that will come in right away, make the roster, and during Eurobasket might be a starting point guard. Olsen stood out for the Hawkeyes. Remains to see if she has a burst play at WNBA level. Olsen could look to carve out a role as a steady shooting backcourt presence. Her 3-point shooting might be the problem for that. She's kind of a creator who kind of needs the ball to score. So it depends on the team for Olsen. I think she makes certain teams. I don't think she makes the Fever. I really don't want them to take the Fever. Other than a feel-good draft moment, it would be nothing. It would be bad. Okay. Fair enough. And same with Poindexter. I was about to say, I was like, these two are really just lights out shooters. To be fair, I would have liked to have seen I know she's gone back to college, and if Neepkins goes to South Carolina, dear Lord, that team's going to have a sniper. I was kind of like, Neepkins would have been a really interesting thing, but both of these players, obviously, look, they are snipers. Poindexter, anytime I watched her play, she was absolutely lights out. So, you know what? Yeah, you can never have too much shooting in basketball. Genuinely. If you're struggling to think of what to draft and you don't know what you need, go shooting. So I don't even mind these two being in the team. And she was unbelievable from 3. Was it the double OT? I think it was the double OT game against Kentucky. She was unbelievable. So, yeah, these two are okay. And I don't think Anastasia Kosu's so much better than Sultow. Like, Annika Sultow had such a bad season this year that she was relegated to playing in Switzerland. 6'4", she stands 6'4". Scouts have been impressed with her defensive instincts and her decision making offensively. She's 6'4", not much of a shooter, but at the same time, she did cook in a terrible Swiss league. Like, if you look at her stats in Switzerland, she is only shooting 26% from 3, which is not great, but at least she's letting it fly a bit, I guess. In 13 games. So, oh wow, she shot 52 threes in 13 games. Actually, that's actually not that bad. She shot a lot of shots in 13 games. So, yeah, she's shooting a lot of them. Is averaging 1 steal a game, nearly 1.8 blocks per game. And yeah, overall, like, 9.6 boards. The problem is, it's a freaking Swiss league. I don't even know if the Swiss league is better than the Irish league for women. And, like, to be fair, there's been good players that have played here. Like, Roxy Barman, who's playing in China. One of Yale's best ever players was here. There's been a good few WNBA players that have, like, been fired from their teams and just rocked up in Ireland right before the WNBA season. So it's not that bad a league. But, like, I genuinely don't know if she's the player over Anastasia Kosu, who's killing it in Russia. But overall, it's interesting reading the article, the recent one talking about Amber Cox, which means it's looking like they're not going to go from overseas. So Sanaya Faye can be a really good pickup. I really hope Lucy Olsen does not end up with the Fever, because I want her to make the W. I want her to make the W, and she's not going to do that for the Fever. But I actually do like these predictions of shooters, because if you don't know what to get, just get the best shooter available. Genuinely. If you can just get the best shooter available, you're going to be fine in most cases in basketball. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And obviously, shout out to Robin and Sports Illustrated. And also, shout out, I'm pretty sure Rosalina Lee is working for them now as like a Fever writer. Shout out to them. It's good to see Sports Illustrated, writing articles and people writing positive articles, which is rare to see about the most popular team and player in the WNBA. But anyway, I'll see you guys.